temperatures in some places. We'll send it over to you, Adam.
Yeah, thanks. All morning long, we've been talking about prepping your garden, getting ready for the spring season. Of course, people are starting to think about that right now because we're getting warmer in most cases. This morning, it's a little chilly outside, but we're back out with Rick Hobson and Jennifer Timms. They're with Jericho Nursery to give us some ideas on how to really get our garden going. I just had somebody on Facebook comment on a photo that I posted of you all being interviewed, and they said, I think we're going to have one more freeze this year. Is that likely? I mean, you think, and from a gardener's perspective, you got to anticipate something like that.
Absolutely. I think it's really, I mean, the average last frost in Albuquerque is April 17th. Last year, I think on the 3rd of May, we had snow on the crest. Yeah. So I think we really need to think about the fact that it is going to freeze. I'm no weather person, but the freeze is not going to be a long-lasting freeze. It's not going to be a hard freeze typically this time of year. So there's a few things that you can do to kind of protect your plants this time of year.
All right, from a gardener's perspective then, is there anything you can do without, just from a typical plant in a pot perspective and not maybe necessarily adding any tools, is there anything that we need to remember? And I know you've covered this maybe in the last half hour. Mm-hmm. Bring them in or cover them.
Bring them in or cover them. We've got some frost cloth here in the back. You can use a cotton sheet. Don't use plastic. That's not good.
I know Rick's going to demonstrate the cloth here in a second. Yeah. So,
but otherwise, I mean, really, if you have stuff in containers, pick them up and put them in your garage or in your house, drag them in the house or what have you. But if it's outside, cover it.
I know somebody at home is probably thinking, why bother then? If we're going to have a freeze, I mean, you want to have these kind of things on your patio or on your front step. Should we do it this early?
Here's what I would say. If you want to have things like pansies that have been doing something for you all winter long, continue to do something for you for the next few weeks, by all means, leave them the way that they are and wait to plant your marigolds in a little while. If you are more adventurous and you want to get a head start on some things, then go ahead and plant and just prepare for doing a little covering and a little protection.
Probably going to be doing this for months. And Kristen, I know you were talking with Rick there about the tools that we were mentioning earlier.
Yeah, I want to get straight into this, Rick. Tell me a little bit about this contraption you have behind you.
So we're going to show you this picture, right? Mm-hmm. This is just a row cover. Okay. So let's say you're adventurous. Let's say, or let's say you're a foreigner and you planted a month ago. And the stuff's out in the garden already. What are you going to do? You're going to take this thing that stretches 10 feet. It's got the stakes in it, and it just makes a hoop. That's enough. We're not going to get a hard frost.
It's pretty convenient.
Probably not going to freeze in the heights. Probably going to freeze in the valley. We were talking before we came on the air, not if, but when it freezes again, just be prepared. Okay. And it's really easy. All the stuff you see right here, I'm planting today. I'm going home and planting this stuff today. We talked earlier about fillers, spillers, and frillers. That's over there. But I wanted to talk a little about contrast versus complementary colors. I showed you earlier in the first segment the yellows against the blues. Nice contrasting colors, but maybe you're one that's not quite that wowzer and you want complementary colors, so you can take your pinks and purples and add a little bit of yellow to it. And then texture is really important, right? You want that grassy look that's flowing and just really adding to. So you're using most of your senses when you're using the planting. You can't do this on TV. We did this earlier. Smell this stuff. Licorice.
Ooh, that's
we need scratch and sniff TV, right? Because that's just awesome. So again, that other sense. The whole garden is sensory, isn't it?
Yeah.
We just love it. You guys you're getting posts on Facebook about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because the texture and the color and the art and where you're setting the stuff, really important.
And really quickly, is there something we should stay away from planting this early?
You know, I think it's too late. I think it's basil, like Jen said earlier, potato vine, and peppers. If you haven't planted, you might want to wait. Okay. Because they hate cold. But everything else I think you could probably protect and be okay. The potato vine and the tomato, that little tomato right there, that was in the back of Jen's truck covered. See, it's a little wilty. Okay. It's a little cold.
Yeah.
So be careful and or wait, but we don't want you to wait. Get out there. Yeah. We're all pinned up. We're ready, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get out there and just know to watch the weather. Watch you, right?
Yeah, watch me and come visit these guys, Jericho Nursery. They'll have all the tips that you need in case you missed
Thank you, guys.
anything.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.